showed the South African music competition when he won Idols. Now, he has come a long way then, having released hit songs such as Nomkhitha and Mthande, which was a collaboration with the late Robbie Malinga. Known as someone who delivers sounds of live, he released his latest offering titled Musa. His single, Ngivumile, off the album has been receiving rave reviews. He joins me now to tell us more about the latest offering. A very good morning to you, Baba. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here, man. It's a great morning indeed.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it's an absolute pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about the title, your self-titled album, Musa. Why did you decide to name it Musa?
Because this is the first album that I actually produced myself, you know.
Really?
This is like the first journey I had to take, where I literally just had to bring people together, different types of songwriters. And I wanted to make this one, especially because it's my third album as well, you know. For me to sit down and say, this is how far I've come. My passion and the love for this album, I couldn't name it anything else but Musa.
Yeah. And I suppose it's now a benchmark of whether you'll be taking the production route from now on, isn't it?
After I did this album, I sat down and I was like, you know, maybe one could actually explore a new avenue altogether, and see new lights, man. And that's what I'm enjoying right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And any prospects of producing for other artists?
I'll still look around. Maybe if I find the voice that I have in my head, because there are songs that I have ready, but if I find the voice that I want, then I'll embark on that journey. But for now, focusing on making sure that this baby is...
Yeah, it's your baby after all.
It's well grown, yeah.
Okay, take us through the thought process behind producing it and writing it and then finally delivering it.
Shoo, man. This happened 2 months after Robbie had passed on, you know, and I had gotten used to the idea of being spoon-fed, basically. Because, hey man, most of the times I would rock up at a studio and it's like, just write a verse. The music is ready, write a verse. You know what I mean? Or we've got choruses and the music ready, just sing, you know? And it'd have to be, and I got used to that idea of Musa is dependent on, so for the first time on the third album that I have to do, I'm alone, you know? So I literally walk into studio and it's like, what do you do?
You're literally on your own now.
Yeah,
but then it comes with a remarkable positive results.
And I'm on my own. And the company's like, yo, man, producers, who do you want to work with? I called a couple of people, went to a couple of people, and I came back and I was like, let me just be alone. Let me see what I can, let me tell my story the way I know my story best. Let me allow myself the time to speak to people in the best way that I know how. And that's when I started working on the album. I pulled in a couple of friends, Musa from the Soil. I called in Musa, I got Lawrence Machigeza to come help me out. I got Tapotsula to come onto the album. I got Kanyo onto the album. So it was quite an interesting part for me to work with so many different artists at one go, and this beauty came out.
Okay. And you've come a long way since the Idols days. How have you grown as a musician since then?
I'd say, considering the fact that I've had such a bittersweet journey around the industry, understanding the ins and the outs of the industry, I've grown a lot as an artist. I've grown enough to understand what having fans means, you know what I mean? What fame is, what music means to me as an individual. I've grown to that point where I'm ready for I can say almost anything to happen in this industry right now, and I'm ready to give anything a go.
Yeah. You just mentioned that it was a bittersweet journey, and I suppose it's definitely not an easy one, especially the South African music industry, which evolves every now and then, and there's so many nasty stories that we hear about it. What are some of the biggest lessons you've learned so far?
I've learned that consistency is key, you know, and I've learned that you can never be bigger than your own talent. You know, I've learned that very well. That truth be said, that our talents are given to us by God. We're just a vessel. And I'm coming to understand that I can never take pride in my talent or my craft. I can take pride in other things that are part of my life, but when it comes to my craft, it's been given to me for me to share it. So there's never a point where I can sit down and I go, I've made it. I'm this guy. You know, I'm on my third album. Now I can, you know, pump my chest up. I'm at a point where, at this point, I actually feel like the industry itself is humbling me more by the day to teach me that, hey man, you have so many people looking up to you. You have so many, you can't drop the ball.
Okay.
And I realized this as I travel that, there's too many people looking at me.
Right.
I need to get this thing right. And
speaking of too many people looking at you, they are watching you right now, and your fans are cheering on. Let's take a look at this tweet.
Right.
All right. There's a tweet from Temba. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, Temba says, I can't wait to see Musa, the voice performance, Ngivumile. Ngivumile. Are you going to perform this?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to perform this. And not so long, actually. It's going to be my next performance from here.
Great stuff.
Yes.
Great stuff. Well, thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much
and all the best in your endeavors, eh?
Yes.
All right, that is Musa Skwena talking to us about his latest offering titled Musa. The album is currently available in all the stores. This is Morning Live. It is 23 minutes past 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining us.